Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. Really appreciate you showing up. The Rotary is putting on this candidate forum, so we're going to treat it like an opening of a Rotary meeting. So if you will, let's stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain seated. I'm standing, sorry. I'm standing, and Kathy would like to give us an invocation.
Thank you, John. Will you join me in prayer? Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the wonderful town that you have blessed us with. We ask your favor and your presence here as we undertake this very important candidates forum. Father, we thank you so much for those that are willing to serve their fellow man and to step in to leadership roles, roll up their sleeves, and get work done. For those of us that are stakeholders, Father, we ask you to give us wisdom to make good and wise decisions on what's going to move our town forward, how to keep the momentum that's been established going in a forward direction. We are so grateful for everything that has happened here, and we look forward to everything that is going to be done by hard work. And now, Father, as we proceed, and from now until the election is over and the service begins, we just ask you to let kindness and decency and peace prevail. Help us remember that first we're all friends and family members in this wonderful town. Be with us now in everything that we think, say, or do, and we will give you praise. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, Kathy. That prayer really said it all. Well, welcome. I'm John Gillespie. Do I look like I'm 100? I feel like I'm 100 some days, but thank you all for coming out tonight. Our Rotary Club is a civic organization. We're not really a political organization, but we felt like it's really important that we have an opportunity for our candidates to come forward and do what's best for our community. And we really felt like we ought to give you all that opportunity. So thank you all for coming out and for participating. We're not professional at this, but certainly we're going to do our best to do our fair, make this fair to everyone and give everyone their opportunity to speak. But even then, afterwards, I would like to invite you all to stick around and talk to the public, or please talk to your candidates, understand them, see what they're bringing to the table, what's their drive. So we will make sure the evening is, runs well for them. A couple things just to kind of go over. I want to thank the schoolhouse for allowing us to use this facility. It's wonderful, and I think it's serving us very well for this evening. And also thank you for the refreshments. So hopefully you all will be able to enjoy some refreshments afterwards, or if you need a drink of water or something, please help yourself. Don't wait till afterwards. I think Kathy's prayer says it best. She touched on a lot of things, and I think this community has really got a lot going for it. We all know 2016 was the worst, the bottoming of our community, but now look at us. Things are moving so much better for us, and it's moving faster for us as well. So for that point, it's very important that our candidates be up on things, be ready to serve us and move us forward into this new era. We have 13 candidates tonight, and the way we're going to do this is I've got the names up here. I'm going to draw all their names out randomly to speak. We'll start with the council reps first, and then we'll go to the recorders, and then last we'll do the mayors and give them a chance. Diplomatically, we felt that if we give you 2.5 minutes, that might give you the best chance to present yourself in a short but concise time. We'll put you on a timer, and I'll give you notice that there's a minute left, and then 2.5 minutes up, I'll let you know the time is up. At the same time, at that point as well, I'll allow you to finish your thought. And if you go on a little bit, then I'll ask you to stop at that point. But certainly want to give everybody a chance to speak in an equal amount of time. And like I said, there is time afterwards to talk to these candidates and get to know them better, and as well as hear your constituents, your future constituents out there. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with the council candidates. I was very precise. I put all the names on little scraps of paper, and I'm going to drop them in my bowl. And I'll give it a little shake or stir. And let's see who we have first. And when I invite you up, there's a microphone at the podium. If you like to use the microphones, we'll turn that on. There's a little switch. And if not, if you don't feel like you need the microphone, it's not necessary, but it's here for you to use. So first up, Jennifer Andrews. Jennifer.
First, I want to take the time to thank the Rotary for assisting to put this on so everybody has the opportunity to come out and welcome everyone and just to get to meet the candidates. And I want to thank this huge crowd. Like, this is wonderful to see everyone get this involved. I hope that everyone will invite people to go to the polls. That's the main thing for this election, is to get out and vote. Have your voice heard. Be a part of this city. Be a part of the government. If there's things that you need to ask questions on, come to city council meetings and ask. That's the most important thing, is to get involved. It's going to take all of us to keep the town going forward. My granddaughter asked me in the parade lineup Sunday, she said, Gigi, why do you want to be part of the city council? My reason for being part of the city council is my whole family is sitting in the back. I have a daughter that owns a business and a home in White Sulphur. My other daughter works in the area. She owns a home in White Sulphur. My granddaughter attends White Sulphur Elementary School. And I want to see this town keep going forward, to keep our children here. We need our youth to stay here and help us grow this town. And I remember what it was like to grow up in this town. We had fun. And that's what I want for everybody. I want everybody to enjoy living here, working here, worshiping here, everything. And that's important, is to keep our kids here and watch this town grow. So like I said, I would appreciate your vote, but the most important thing is to get out and vote. And thank you all for coming out tonight. And please stay and mingle and meet everybody personally.
Audrey Greenbrier.
Well, I'm Rotary Greenbrier, and I've served on the city council for 8 years. I love White Sulphur with a passion. I love the people, I love the children, I love the elderly. I've done everything in my power to help my city, the community, my people. During the 2016 flood, when one of the worst disasters that ever happened, I lost 2 family members. I lost my childhood home. I put that aside, and I went to work for the city, along with Kathy Renard, Cindy Collins Bennett. I couldn't have done it without people like that. They were down there helping me serve food. Thomas Taylor drove back and forth to Covington every day for water. I mean, it was a time, it was a sad time, but we pulled together and we rose above it, and our town was growing every day. My job has been parks, but it's not all about parks. During the pandemic, I served seniors meals at their home. I delivered them at the home 3 times a week. I took and delivered lunches to the children at their home every week to make sure that they had something to eat. I've never taken a dime in the last 8 years, $4,800. I spend that back in the community. That's helping people, paying electric bills, water bills, groceries, medicine, providing money for students to be able to take trips, to be able to have money to spend when they go on those trips. Because a lot of children don't have that. I'm thankful for White Sulphur. I'm glad I've been allowed to serve. I hope that I can continue to serve. I just want the best for White Sulphur. I want us to grow. But we need to be fair. We need to be honest. We need to pray before we make decisions. And we can vote our conscience. My dad always told me a man is as good as his word. And I've always, all my life, tried to be a woman of my word. And I thank you all for being here today. And I thank your consideration on June 13th for me for council. I really appreciate y'all.
Ryan Lockhart.
I'd like to introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. I'm Ryan Lockhart. I'm a lifetime resident of White Sulphur Springs. I love White Sulphur, but more importantly, I love the people that make White Sulphur Springs the community it is. I chose to make White Sulphur Springs my home. It was my decision to buy my childhood home and live in the same neighborhood I grew up in. And my grandmother's recently decided to make White Sulphur Springs her home again after living in Lewisburg for 16 years. So my family's here and I'm invested in White Sulphur Springs. I have attended the last 17 city council meetings and found myself genuinely interested in the residents and also the overall pulse of the city and what's going on as far as the growth and development that we've experienced the last 4 to 6 years. I have an interest in being involved in White Sulphur Springs, and what's important to me is that this is a place that we continue to grow and prosper, and I want my daughter to be able to call this community home also. It's very important that we continue to pioneer what has already begun as far as continuing the development that we have and continuing the positive momentum forward. I feel White Sulphur Springs needs to be looking at competent and capable decision makers for our future. And I feel that someone like me could help to provide that for the residents and the future of our community. I'm focused on a few issues. The main focus I have is residential revitalization. Downtown looks wonderful. I'm so happy for everything that's happened and occurred, but I'd like to take a look at enforcing our ordinances and making White Sulphur Springs a place that other people want to call home also. I think that's important. I'm ecstatic of how everything's occurred and happened over the last several years, the development that we've made and the progress, and I think that everyone working together is key as we move forward with the future. I think that's a very important part of it. Thank you all.
Melanie Arturakis.
I'd like to thank the Rotary as well for having this forum. I think it is important. My name is Melanie Arturakis. I don't know if I have anything really inspirational to say, but I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I didn't grow up in White Sulphur. I actually grew up on the other end of the county in Raynell. I have worked in White Sulphur for 9 years, and I've lived here for 7. I met my husband here. We own a house on Main Street. This is my home now. I remember what it was like in White Sulphur even just 9 years ago. I've always thought that it's a cute little town, but there wasn't much going on. I was here when it flooded. I remember the devastation that that caused, and I've seen the revitalization since. My goal is just to see that progress continue. I don't have political motivation at all. I only want to do what's best for the town. Keeping in mind what's truly best for the town isn't always what's popular. Some decisions are hard. I don't play favorites, and for better or worse, I've always been very much a rule follower, and I will make decisions with as much information as I can gather and with integrity. Thank you.
Nancy Marshall.
Wow, it's so good to see all of you out there. Yep, I'm Nancy Marshall. Let me get my goggles on here. I chose to live in White Sulphur Springs, and I am truly blessed by this town, by the people here. 6 years ago, White Sulphur Springs had a cash cushion of $1 million from the sale of the old airport. $100,000 of that cash cushion is what's left today. Over less than 6 years, $900,000 of that reserve money, that emergency money, that money for hard times was spent. The population, according to the census of 2010, here in White Sulphur Springs was about 3,200. 2020 census, it's 2,200. We lost 30% of our population in that time. And we have to know that people are living wealth of a community. People are the energy and the force and the drive and the reason for us to do anything. 2,200 people, there are family reunions bigger than that. I think we can do a lot together. 91% of the kids in the elementary school live under the poverty line. 25% of the homes in our city are valued at less than $100,000. The city should not stand in the way of opportunity to live better. The city now requires building permits to fix porches and steps and build dog houses. Is that allowing people to live better? The food prices are going up and up and up, but it's illegal to have backyard hens, and the city took out the community garden. Is that allowing people to live better? Foundational responsibilities of a city: water, sewer, police, trash, storm drainage, maintenance of city property. Needs and wants, we know what that is as householders. You have to take care of the needs first. If you have money left over, you get the wants. The city is putting wants ahead of needs. It's misallocating funds. DC politics, I don't think we can do anything about. State politics, I'm not sure we can help. We are 2,200 people here. A responsible city government can make it possible for us all to live better in White Sulphur Springs.
George G. P. Parker. Hello everyone, I am also a lifelong resident of White Sulphur Springs. I was even born in Dr. Martin's basement downtown, which is now the police department. So, but a lot of people may not know what's ongoing projects in White Sulphur, so I'm going to let everybody know what they are now. Okay, there's plans for a reservoir at 92 to bring higher water pressure and more water to our people. And I mentioned in other council meetings that maybe we should annex that area also for future improvement. It wouldn't be hard to do so. You'd have to get the council meeting, the county commission to approve it with a minor boundary adjustment. We wouldn't be taking into residents or homeowners. It'd just be the road, Route 92 up to the reservoir. And we have new water supply lines going to be built on Huddleston Hills and the ridges along the sporting club. Monies from this is coming from the emergency money from Region 4, West Virginia. New sewer line on the east end of town on Route 60. Monies out from that will be coming from the TIF monies that the county holds. New bridge on Route 60, it's on the fast track now after being approved in maybe 2010 or 2009. And as part of the new bridge at Paisley Park over Wade's Creek, it was damaged during the flood. And, so that may have a short pedestrian bridge. Most people know about that over Howard's Creek. It's going to happen. Still working on tearing down old dilapidated structures and removal of junk cars out of the city. So that's a slow process, but it's ongoing. The city has cut water losses from our distribution lines from around 55% to around 30% loss. White Sulphur Springs our name is in the hat for the dam that may be built. We're number 6 on Hywards Creek along the Sterrett property. And that will bring, oh, okay. Sorry, I had one more step. Thomas Taylor. First of all, good evening to you all. I'm not usually on a forum like this. Usually I have a guitar in my hand, I have a band behind me to back me up, but I don't have that today. I'm a candidate for city council in White Sulphur Springs. I've been here my entire life. My grandparents moved here right after they were married in 1960. That's my dad's parents. My mother's parents lived in Harts Run. My prior experience, I served for 2 years as a recorder. I served for 2 years as mayor of this town. We really need to dig into our budget and balance it and keep it there. I've done it before. So a couple of you were on the council when we did that. It's possible, it can be done. But as I talk to people on the street, and I live up Tuckahoe on Pine Street, elected officials from the municipal level on up to the state level, on up to the national level, need to be more compassionate and they need to care about other people. That's a problem from the municipal level to the national level. Our country, we have gotten into this stride that we don't care about other people. We only care how it benefits us. Well, I'm not worried about what benefits myself. I'm worried about what benefits my community. I love this town. I've been here my entire life. I've had multiple chances to leave White Sulphur Springs from the time I graduated high school on up through, but I've never left. I've always said this is my home, this is where I want to be. A lot of people ask me, they say, why do you care so much about White Sulphur? Well, I grew up here. The gravel, some of it's still in my knees from the bicycle wrecks on these streets. I love it here, this is my community, and I want to help other people. I want to help each and every person in this room. If you have a problem, we need to sit down and talk about it. We need to be transparent about it, and we need to be compassionate about it. Another thing, I read this today, you know, Proverbs tells us, with no vision, the people will perish. We're not going to perish. We need to keep our vision. We need to keep our eye on the big picture. We need to push our city forward, and we have to do this together. Thank you very much. I appreciate your vote and consideration.
If you don't know me, my name is Theodore Humphreys, but I mostly go by Ted. You probably know me by Ted. Just a little bit about me. I did serve for 2 years on the council before, back in 15, 16. I'm not originally from White Sulphur, grew up in Lewisburg, but then after me and my wife got together and I was working at the Greenbrier for 10 years, we moved here and have loved every minute of living in White Sulphur Springs. It's been a great community to raise a family, raise my kids. We live just catty-corner to elementary school. I walk my kids to school every day when they were little, and then walk them to the bus to go to the middle school and high school. So I have an accounting background, a little bit of finance and stuff, so I'm decent with numbers and things. And I just, like to see both sides of the story and make a good informed decision, whatever that may be. And I definitely am willing to serve you. If you want to give me your vote, I would appreciate that, but I definitely want to serve this community, make this community better and improve on what has already been improved through the city. And the things that have happened, the growth that has happened has been so great to see, especially downtown and different things of that nature. But I'm just kind of a simple, no-bones about it person. I'm willing to talk to anybody and hear any of your concerns, whatever they may be, and I just appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Are you all hearing us okay in the back? Can you hear us all right? That's good. Thank you, council candidates. You all are all wonderful. Just appreciate your efforts you're making to be a leader in our community. And whether you're elected or not, I really can see you all contributing in one fashion or another. So thank you all for your time. And let's go to the recorder. So we got 2 people to choose from here. And I won't look. But you're going to hear from both of them. So let's start with Mark Gillespie.
Good evening and welcome. This is absolutely fantastic. I think most of you know me. I've been around for a little while. No, I am not the one that votes yes for anything on council. I vote what the people want. You feed me, I will make my decisions on what you tell me. And what I feel in my heart is right for this community. White Sulphur is growing leaps and bounds. There used to be the old adage of, there was that bridge on Route 60, Lewisburg on one side, White Sulphur on the other side. We didn't cross over there, they didn't cross over here. Well, we're growing so big now that guess what? All those Lewisburg people want to come to White Sulphur. That's a wonderful thing to have. I sat on the Convention and Visitors Bureau board. I feel like we have better exposure now for White Sulphur. I've really tried to promote White Sulphur. They're on our bandwagon. We're being featured in most of their ads, if not all of their ads, saying, come to White Sulphur. It's an outdoors adventure. And it's true. We have the bike park that's going to be coming in up here at Hope Village, hopefully. But we need to take and think about how we're growing. We can't give our town away. Those people that owe taxes on businesses need to pay their taxes. We can't afford to give it away. If we want the infrastructure in this town, that's what we're going to have. And we do have some big companies, some big corporations that are coming in here now that are making good money that need to pay. All of our ordinances, we just went through this whole redoing of our ordinances and passed it, the council passed it and everything. But they need to be enforced. It's not, oh, that person, well, they've done so much, let's not smack their hands for something. No, if you and I do something, we're going to be called on the carpet. And I think you will agree with that. So everyone needs to play on the even playing field, not favoritism. I would appreciate your vote on the 13th. And if you have any questions, give me a call. Lee's back here, and he has my card. Call me, email me, text me. I'll answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Any hearing on me? Thank you.
Hi, everybody. If you haven't met me before, I'm Penny Bonte, and I got lucky when a career change brought me to Greenbrier County, and I chose to make White Sulphur Springs my home. And that was about 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago. And a lot has changed in 10 years, and I'm proud to say that I've been part of that revitalization. Boy, I'm getting emotional. I hadn't counted on that. I'm sorry. But I've put my heart and my pocketbook into restoring 2 historic properties here in town, and I'm very proud of that. My home is the former Bethlehem School that's up on Barton Road, and I've almost finished the old gun store building that's here on Dry Creek Road. And I encourage you to drive by. We've just finished re-siding the back, and just truly, I think, have transformed the neighborhood, and we're real proud of that. I say we because we now have a community of artists that is housed in that building. I'm proud that I belong to the White Sulphur Springs Rotary Club and the Old White Garden Club. I serve on the board of directors of the Greenbrier Valley Theater and the White Sulphur Springs Municipal Planning Commission. My career in nonprofit administration, I think, gives me a very unique skill set that I think would benefit the city. I know grants. I know how to get grants. I know how to give grants. I've worked on both sides of that. I know government relations. I know how to lobby. I know how to work with state government and national government. I can read a spreadsheet. I may not have grown up here, but White Sulphur Springs is my hometown. And I'd be honored to serve you all.
I won't pull your name out here so I don't draw it again. All right, so we got mayors now. And let's see who's up first. Michael McIntyre.
Probably closest. I've got a booming voice, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I'm Mac McIntyre, I'm running for mayor. Some of you know me as Mike. My family calls me Michael. There's even a few people that call me George. They were friends from when I was in a union. So you might hear all those names. I prefer Mac. Real quick, I want to hold this up. I've got a flyer that I can give you with this. If you've got a camera, I want to take a quick shot of that. This is a woman named Tina Pedersen. She lives in Rhode Island. She's like me. She's in a wheelchair. She's an activist in her community. She would go around to restaurants, as an example, pull up, and if she couldn't get through the front door because there was no accessibility for handicaps, she had a folding table in her truck, and she did it, and put a tablecloth over it. People would walk up and go, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Well, I can't get in the restaurant, but I'd like to try it. Could you please bring me a menu?" Well, of course, it caused quite a stir, and over time, she's become this person in Rhode Island that now travels from one end of the state to the other. Businesses hire her to go in to help them figure out how to make things accessible for everyone. And that could just be senior citizens, people with walkers, whatever, and also people in wheelchairs.
1 minute.
This is me in the red hat up here. That's her under the bright light. She's a friend of mine. She did such an incredible job in Rhode Island. President Biden just appointed her, presidential appointment, to the Access Board in Washington, D.C. Now, this is something we can do, please. Go ahead and hold that up real quick. That's our local tourist guide. This is the Richmond, Virginia tourist guide. It's called Richmond Region. In their magazine, they have a special section called All Access. Any business that has spent a little bit of money to make things more accessible, you can be evaluated and written up and given free advertising. This is something that we can accomplish. Now that we have this incredible hotel available to handicapped people coming to our area, we have a different kind of visitor in the mix of all the type of business we have, and we can accommodate those people. I've already done a lot from one end of the town to the other. I've accomplished things. Please get one of my handouts. If you have a question about that little model up there, I'll be glad to show you and explain to you what it's all about. I think we have doable projects and a very bright future. Thank you.
Let me get down.
Aaron Long.
Well, I see a lot of familiar faces. I'm very impressed with the amount of people that are here. I'm Erin Lovell, if you don't know me. I'm not from White Sulphur, but I have lived here 25 years. I've raised both my daughters here. I've had 2 successful businesses here on Main Street. And I started over and am now raising my 4-year-old son here. So I have a stake in this community. I don't want to make promises about anything that I would like to do, because first it's not just up to me, should I win. You know, we have to have a council that works together and all of that. So I don't like to write checks that my behind can't cash. What I will say is that I care a lot about our children having good things to do and keeping them here. Transparency in government and business. I want to make sure that we retain the businesses we have, and I'm interested in bringing new businesses into town. Anything other than that at this point, I'm excited to figure out. I asked for your vote because I'm a very, very hard worker. I'm well versed in running a business, and I'm a go-getter, and I don't take no for an answer. You can ask my husband. Most of the people in the room probably know this. So there's that. I want to continue the momentum that our town has going and make it the best it can be. I've been a business owner since 2011 on Main Street, so I've seen a lot of change. And we're in a good spot right now. We need to keep it going. And I think that's all I have. Sorry, my voice is shaking.
Glover.
Last but not least, I can't look down and read, so I'm going to look at your faces. I want to thank Rotary for the opportunity to be here this evening, and I hope everyone who came out this evening will take the time to spend a little bit of time with each of these candidates to learn a little bit about them before you make a vote, and hopefully it will help you make a more informed decision when you cast your ballot. I am Kathy Glover, and I am running for mayor for the city of White Sulphur Springs. I am a lifelong resident of White Sulphur Springs, and I've raised my family here and currently live in the same home that I've lived in since I was 2 years old, actually. I've been a reporter for the past 6 years, and as a city reporter, my job is to record the words and interactions of council meetings. This position has also allowed me to learn some of the ins and outs of city government, and to get ideas on what it takes to run our city for the best interest of all of our citizens. I chose to run for mayor because I believe in this community and its resiliency. I was personally affected by the flood of 2016. I witnessed firsthand how our community came together to regroup and rebuild. I believe we have that same resiliency to regroup and overcome the challenges that we face today, and also to find the strength that we need to work together for the future of our community. As some of you may know, and has been kind of mentioned in a roundabout way, the city is currently struggling financially, and knowing this, I still chose to jump in with both feet. I want to use what I've learned these past 6 years, coupled with my energy and love for my community, to work closely with everyone within the city government and the community to bring our city through this financial struggle, while continuing the day-to-day operations and working to continue to grow our community. It will take all of us working together to accomplish this task that we have before us. We have come a long way, and yet there is still room for more to be done. I want to lead the community in the charge forward as we strive to continue to grow for the future of our community, for our children and grandchildren. I also want White Sulphur Springs to continue as a destination location for visitors from all around us. I believe my track record supports my integrity, my transparency and selflessness, and my commitment of time and energy to everything in my community that is close to my heart. Matthew 19:26 states, "With God all things are possible, and with God I will work to strive for transparency in our government, as well as better communication within our community." Thank you, and I'll be
Thank you to all the candidates. I thought you were wonderful. You showed great compassion for our community, and I think it's wonderful that you all decided to put your best foot forward and help govern our community. So thank you for your service, and I look forward to your all's election, June 13th, correct? And at City Hall, voting.
It's at White Sulphur Springs Elementary on the 13th.
White Sulphur Elementary. Thank you. Early voting is at City Hall now. Glad to have that clarified. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Please take a chance now to meet these candidates one-on-one. Ask them anything and everything. I think they would be very happy to discuss your thoughts and your wishes for our community. Thanks for coming out tonight.